Alright, what's up guys? We are live. I have Kazow here. Basically we're just going to be kind of going through and building our castle together, running ideas off of each other, and just in general, just trying to make kind of a sustained damage castle, I think is what we're going to be going for. If you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been playing Mighty Quest and stuff like that, you can go ahead.
Hi guys, I've been playing Mighty Quest for maybe 1 year, I think, maybe a little more than that. Back in the day where Fingerbots were good. Um, I've tried all kinds of castles, like segmented castles, death traps, and recently all in the bathroom type of castles. And I think I barricades should bring back some old designs that were a little bit out of style.
Yeah, definitely, I think so too. I really like barricades. I think it's one of the better changes that have came out. I'm a little bit hyped about the defense crafting, but I don't want to get overly hyped because it is Mighty Quest, and we've been let down by a lot of updates thus far. But hopefully that sort of thing can help out as well. But can you guys hear me and him all right? Just let me know in the chat when you can. I'm gonna start tearing apart my castle for right now. Just take some stuff out. I want to test a few things before we get started. I know I was talking to Kazow a little bit before, and I told him back in the day it used to be like a small fad where there was personal bubble Jimbos, and they're actually pretty good. You'd use them with like Enrager puppeteers, and they could stick to archers pretty well, to the point where if you used like a headshot against them, they'd get right up next to you and be able to start their swing pretty much at that point. I'm wondering if they would work out in castles these days. It's just like before open creation, so that's something that I want to try out just in general, see if it's working.
Yeah. Also, if you guys have any ideas on groups for a castle or rooms, you can tell us about it.
Yeah, definitely. If anybody has any ideas, just throw them in chat. We'll try them out. If you have even like anybody's castle who you think is really good and you think you can't really beat it or something like that, I wouldn't mind doing a targeted attack, or as long as I have the right amount of crowns to be able to do that. All right, so I'm gonna just throw in like a Jimbo in here and just see how it works. Bubble Jimbos do 600 damage, I think that says 600 damage on 900 armor. That seems like it wouldn't be that bad, especially if it could stay alive for long enough. I'm just gonna throw one in just to test it out.
The thing with Jimbos on personal level is that they attack really fast, so they can crit sometimes, and the crits hurt a lot. Like
Yeah.
they do the same amount as heavy undead.
And then if I probably use this, I would put in like a Defendatron on the Puppeteer. Because I don't think a Defendatron on the Jimbo would really do all that much. He's got personal bubble anyway. These things are really weak against knights, by the way. Like, this group would be really weak against a knight. It used to only be really good against archers and mages, and mostly archers, to be honest. But it fell out of popularity when people started using bear traps a lot, because he gets shut down by bear traps quite a bit. Because while he's stunned, his personal bubble won't be there. Alright, so I'm gonna just jump into this castle. Oh, this is weird. Buy a validation ticket to have your castle validated by the community. Like, I like the idea, but as of right now, 100 blings is way too much, and the players only being able to keep 10 of it is ridiculous as well. They should be at least half, maybe more. Like, I don't know, it just seems like kind of a, I don't know, just cash farm idea for them. Alright, so he moves slow. What'd you say?
The game is like only for money. It seems like all the patches are for money.
Alright, so he's blocking quite a bit. I'm blocking quite a bit, rather. But you can see, like, once he gets up near you, and you can actually deal damage to him, he moves really quickly with Enrage. But he's on Personal Bubble, and when he's on Personal Bubble, you know, like, I can't really damage him. That's the whole point. Like, as I'm trying to kite back, I have to let him get close enough to me, and as soon as he gets close enough, he's attacking me. And I think this actually could work pretty well. For sustained damage castles specifically. Now, this is what I was talking about, where there's this little mini stun from Headshot, and you'll see when I use that mini stun, his personal bubble will go away. Well, he's got to be within close range to use it. See, it goes away while he's stunned, and that's the reason why it wasn't really effective against bear traps specifically. But I think this could actually work in like an enclosed area where you can't kite him easily. Because another thing about these guys is if you get far enough away from them, they also lower down their personal bubble, so you can attack them from far away and still do damage. They have to be within a certain amount of distance to be able to be used, but it seems like it'd be okay. It might be something that I try out in this castle.
But if the space is too enclosed, they won't use Fast Bubble at all. Like, they will always be close to the hero, and then Reefer is better.
Yeah.
Like, if the space is too small, they just won't use Personal Bubble, and
You said
it
if
will
they're
just
too
slow them
close?
down.
Well, yeah, if they're too
Yeah.
close, they won't use personal bubble. But if they're that close to you, they're going to be hitting you, like, almost regardless. Like, for a sustained type castle, if they can deal enough damage by themselves to really, like, to force a potion out, like, that's good for one group to force a potion. If you have, you know, 5 or 6 groups and they can all do that, then it's obviously what you're going for. I don't know, I might
Try
throw
Griefer.
a
Like,
griefer.
if you could try Griefer, like, in really small space.
I don't know, Griefer, man, like the ability on them, it doesn't seem to really do much. I think they do about the same amount of damage as the other one, but the ability, like, just resurrecting themselves, I don't know. It's hard for me to ever make that work properly. I don't know, I'll try it out just for the damage and stuff. I'm gonna actually build a room with these guys and see, like, which one works better, I guess.
Because the Griefer is not for the ability, it's just for the doesn't go slowly part.
Yeah, that's true. He does actually deal more damage, it seems like, as well. He's hitting me for 1,000 instead of 600. I didn't really think he was going to do more. I mean, that's pretty significant, actually. All right, let me actually build a room with some traps.
Like, you took 3 hits and you're pretty much dead.
That's true, yeah. I also kind of wonder if a bad dog would be worth it with this guy as well. I made a mistake on the first group that I built. I put the Defendatron in front of the Puppeteer, so the Puppeteer was enraging the Defendatron instead of the Jimbo. But yeah, let's just throw together a quick group.
Maybe you should throw the link for the stream in the chat.
A link for what?
For the stream.
For the stream?
Yeah.
If I put it in chat, they already have my stream up, right? What chat are you talking about?
The chat for Magic Quest
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that.
on the left.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see, what else do I want? I don't need like a ton of anti-kiting, because I'm just gonna get into the room with them and see how it works. Just put in a couple of these and maybe some barricades to block around different areas. Just putting barricades in random areas just to block off things. Like rooms like this, it's actually hard for me to use the full amount of barricades inside the room. Like I still have 8 left and it feels so full already. But then rooms like, you know, Cross Hall 5 are so huge that they fill up with barricades pretty quickly. Alright, let's see how this works. Does it look like Griefer has more range than Bubble? It seems like Bubble seems to move just slightly faster when he's like outside of his bubble, so he gets up to you quicker to swing. I'm not sure which one has more range though. I think they're both pretty similar. Okay, for some reason that puppeteer just like died instantly. That needs to not happen. Let's put this guy on bodyguard instead. Should make it a little easier. Because I need to test it with the Jimbo actually being enraged. Because I think that's a pretty big part of this. Although this does mean you can't use heavy-handed Jimbos, which are like ridiculously good, so I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, I think heavy-handed is the best. Like with a room like this, with springboards, and what the room is called.
God, Archer's block chance is so good.
Yeah,
Like I would have taken way
it's
more damage
amazing.
from this if I hadn't blocked 2 of the attacks. Alright, let me try it with personal bubble. Is anybody else's live stream freezing every couple seconds, or is it just him? It looks fine on my screen, but just give me verification.
For me, it's not freezing. It's just that I have some delay.
Yeah, there's going to be some delay
Okay.
between me and you and what the people are hearing. That's just part of streaming, but yeah. Alright, let's switch this over to personal bubble. Or is it specifically, like, sometimes I was having some trouble yesterday. I was doing a small test stream and I was having some trouble with the game audio being delayed from like what was actually happening on the screen. I don't know if that's what you were talking about. But I think I
no,
fixed
just
that.
the delay from
Yeah, from what I'm talking about and what's actually happening. Yeah, that'll happen.
exactly.
They'll hear it
Yeah, but
normal,
that's
but
Junction Chamber 2.
Junction Chamber 2 is...
You put 2 together, and you put Jimbos in the middle of it, with springboards on both sides.
Alright, I'll give that a try. See, like, in these enclosed area, like, he does actually still use personal bubble if he gets far enough away from you, like from one side of the room to the other. So when you're rolling and trying to kite across, he always puts up his personal bubble. That's one reason why I like that over the Griefer, but then the Griefer does more damage, so I'm not sure which one would be better. I feel like just building a castle with all of those in it and see how many potions I use on each one.
Because that's not a lot of points. Like
Yeah.
using maybe 50 points, I don't know.
Well, the main part about the points is like the springboard
Springboards.
traps, yeah. Like the group itself is only, well, it's a little bit more than 15. It's 20 points. But the springboards add up a lot. I wonder if maybe two mouse wheels would actually work better. I was thinking about that with 2 mouse wheels, and then how Too Shy to Chat puts in those two barricades to block out volleys. I wonder if that would work pretty much the same way, and then you have those 2 mouse wheels in front of it. What room were you talking about? You were saying Junction Chamber 2?
Yeah.
Alright, let me take a look at that.
You put 2 together on the small sides, and Jimbos inside.
Junction Chamber 2. This is a weird looking room. Are you sure it's Junction Chamber 2? Do you have it up on your screen right now? Yeah, that's a different one than I have. Hold on. Maybe I just looked at the wrong one. Okay, yeah, I'm right. I don't know what I was looking at before, but yeah, okay. Junction chamber 2. Yeah, this is one of these rooms that was used from for Hungerbot pulls a long time ago. I need one more of those. I'm just wondering, that big open space, you have to cover that with traps at least a little bit, or it would be too easy to kite through.
With the springboards, I don't know if you can kite directly. Like, you just get into the room and get hit by both Jimbos and die.
That is a really small room. Can you even fit a Jimbo in there?
I think so. One on both sides.
Jimbo, where are you? I know I only have one Jimbo, I'm pretty sure.
And you put barricades in the remaining space.
Yeah, you could. Huh. And that actually covers the hallway too. That seems like that
Or
could
even,
actually work.
or even a Gila wall in the other side before the springboards.
You have 4 more points that you can work with if you use both of them in the same group
Yeah.
without being capped.
There you can use either silence or a bad dog.
Yeah, I would think a bad dog would work because I think a bad dog releases its howl when it dies too. So if you could get it to the point where it like howls on both of them, it might work. I'm gonna take a look.
Yeah, you get to put them near the entrance of the first room,
Yeah,
and yeah, to be one shot with heavy-handed.
let me try this out. Then I want to try out with hamster wheels right there and a barricade. Right in front so that you can't volley down this hallway like that. I think I want to do 2 of them though, so I'm gonna move this down 1. Oh man, I messed up. Alright, there we go. And then let's see, what kind of traps did I want in there? Probably just ballista traps. Actually, I don't know if you can fit a trap generator in there. I don't think you can. It's too small of a room to fit a trap generator, but I don't think it really matters. Especially if you have more barricades in there as well. Like, this is just disgusting amount of space that you have to work with against 2 Jimbos.
You can't have a generator
Yeah, you
in
can.
the.
Yeah. But I mean, there's gonna be such small space to work with, I don't even know if it matters.
Yeah, it's not the two ballistas that are going to make a difference anyway. You could try something like that, or with just springboards and heavy-handed. I don't know. I don't know which is better, the kill zone or the more sustained damage group.
Yeah. I don't know, like, the kill zones work the first time someone goes through your castle, and it does okay. But if you can get a really good sustained damage castle, like, that's where the majority of my wins used to come from, is with good Stairmaster castles and stuff like that. But the problem is with those castles is that you can just kind of run to the end of the boss room, and if you don't have enough there to stop them, they just can kill everything because they don't take as much trap damage, which is where the majority of the damage comes from, and then they don't take as much damage from the creatures themselves either because you have like smelly warriors which are terrible in big open spaces and with like a lot of them all together.
I think now you have to do a mix between the two, like
Yeah.
a sustained damage castle that can kill at each room.
That's what I was trying to do with the last one, except I think Stairmasters were a terrible idea. But like the one with the hold on, I'm getting wrecked by this room. Give me a second. Well, once the bad dog thing, well, never mind, this is actually pretty difficult. I was gonna say once the bad dog thing wears off, it wasn't that bad, but yeah, it's pretty tough. I don't know. It's a pretty tough room. And that's actually a lot less point investment than the one that we were previously looking at, because it only takes 6 points for traps. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
You might need a couple
8
ballistas
with
at the
the Jack.
front,
Yeah.
and you know it's a full group besides like 1 point. But yeah, it's pretty strong.
If you only put rooms like that, you can get like one potion at least with each room, and maybe a kill.
Yeah,
And
I mean it's gonna be a
if
little
you have
bit
like,
weaker if you kite it. You'll take a little bit of extra trap damage, but you're not
yeah,
gonna get a potion every time if they kite it. Like if you play and you know what's coming, like if I go through this and actually try to do it without taking any damage, and that's the only problem with this setup with like this room specifically, is there's a lot of space on the outside of this mouse wheel trap that like there's just space to kite. But like with those barricades, you can't just volley down it and aggro them. I don't think. I might have to just move it slightly so that doesn't happen, because the bad dog died to the volley. But I can do that, and then these should all already be aggroed. And if I kite them out this way, it should be a little easier. I wish there was
yeah,
enough. I wish there was enough for Defendatron and a Enrager Puppeteer. That would make things a little bit better. I mean, the Jimbos are so scared of these stupid mouse wheel traps that you have to kite back for forever. But then once you're out in the open, it's pretty easy to take these guys down, because you can just get pretty far away from them.
mobs are so scared of traps.
Yeah, they really
It's
are.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ocelix says is going for sustain plus kill zone, but you don't have enough points, and I think that's mostly true.
Yeah.
But if you try and like you have to not get tricked by spending too many points on things that are not essential. Like
I think you like have to have a
you
boss
can't.
room too, because if you don't have a boss room, it's too easy. I don't know. If you can make it so that if they like continue to push through your castle and like just keep going, and you can kill them by doing that, like that's what I was trying to do, but I don't know. It's hard to make that work.
Yeah, you have to. I think you have a group of mobs, then have a group, quote unquote, of traps, and then a group of mobs, and a group of traps, and a group of mobs. So um, they'll kind of want to kill the mobs before going into the traps. Then um, they can't kite back for the next group.
Yeah.
I don't know if I make sense.
No, it makes sense. Like you want it so that they can't kite backwards. Well, the problem is you can even like kite forwards in segmented castles like this. And if you can't kill the person by kiting forwards and you don't have a boss room, then it's just too easy for them when they get to the boss room. Like they can just take everything out. That was a problem that I had with the last segmented castles that I did, is I ran out of points and I didn't even put in a boss room at all. So I don't know. That's one thing you have to worry about too. Like you don't have many points left over if you do a boss room that has it. I mean, it at least needs, I don't know, you could take out these two, you could take out one Defendatron, and I'm left with 78 points just in mobs. That's kind of minimalist for a boss room.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, this room is pretty good. I'll probably try using something like this for sure.
if you have that uh, that low of amount of points in your boss room, I don't know if it's even worth it to use a boss.
Well, if you don't use a boss, then it's too easy to like uh, skip like
I
the
don't
group.
know. Most people don't want to take spell drop damage, so most of the time they run straight in the middle and aggro
Yeah, that's
everything.
true. You can
Like
also put it
in
at the
my,
front of your boss room and make it so it's harder to skip as well. I don't know if you can actually fit that. Can you fit all of these? Yeah, that's actually a good point. If I put this at the front and there was a choke, then there'd be no way to skip this group. And you could get rid of, 20 points or so from the boss. And that would be almost another one of these Jimbo rooms, which the boss is never going to deal that much damage. Like, let's see if I can do that actually. I have mines.
because like Nottingham, for example, is taking 26 points, which is like um, 2 Zeeks and almost a Thundertron or 2 Zeeks and a Dampener. And I think 2 Zeeks and a Dampener is better than Nottingham.
Yeah,
Like, if you take a look at Mechasun,
yeah, I'm looking. I can probably actually show
I
it
have.
on. That's gonna be too hard for me to show it on stream. I should have set that up.
No, it's fine. Like, look in Skype. You can.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to show it to the viewers, but I'll just take a look at it right now and explain it. All right, I'm looking. You can.
I have like at the entrance, you have to get corrosive mines because they are just too good.
Yeah.
Then you have.
See, I'd be so worried with that setup if there was like if someone were to just go over the spike traps. Like, how much would they be able to skip?
I don't know. Uh, when you get in the middle, like you can skip um, from
Yeah, from like those Zeeks probably back.
like here
Yeah.
from the different drum.
So that would be
But
like
most of
70
the
or
time,
80
people
points. But if you
people
do a
just
castle that's not all in
think,
the boss room, you can fit all of it in like one group. If you do like a 50-point group with the boss room.
yeah, you do have 50-point groups of spiders because they have the best unit in the game. But I don't know.
Yeah, the spiders give enough pressure at the back of the room, and then you have two Zeeks and a Defendatron, and then a little bit of support on top of that, and it works out. I mean, you could get rid of like the Dampener or the Enrager Puppeteer, probably the Puppeteer out of all of those, because generally Enrage doesn't like do enough. Like, he doesn't enrage the right minions half the time. He's gonna enrage the
Yeah,
Webmasters, and they really are only there for the pounce, the knockdown.
I saw a castle like a month ago that had only webmasters, and
Yeah,
it had a 90% win rate.
they are like ridiculously good.
Like he had the room, the really big room. I don't know which one it is. Um, it was something like Croissant 2. Yeah, Croissant 2. He had Croissant 2 filled with spiders on only that. And
They
it's
they probably are the best unit in the game, but I don't know about by
like
themselves.
even by themselves, like if you try it, make a castle like that, and that's something it's hard to complete.
So something I've wanted to know for a while, because like this Defenatron right here is inside of a normal room, but if you aggro this and then move into the boss room, is that gonna aggro everything? Or is it gonna, because it's in this
I
room?
think it's gonna grow everything, but they're not gonna get the first attack off, and that's what you really
Yeah,
want.
they're not gonna get the first
So
attack off.
I think you should like um, move the aggro cycle so it doesn't aggro the six, and then the Zeeks will aggro by themselves
Yeah, that's true. If they're
after.
yeah, because
Because
they're standing in the
if you
boss
aggro them
room,
like that,
that makes a lot of sense
they'll
actually. Yeah.
just run around for no reason. Instead of getting aggroed as soon as you enter a second cycle.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Basically what he's saying, if anyone didn't catch that, is basically like if you have this defender trying to aggroing the Zeeks, because he's not in there, they're not going to fight. They're just going to kind of run away at like the very first time. But if the person like goes into the room and starts to enter the boss room, as soon as he's aggro, they're going to be able to fire. Makes actually a lot of sense.